Have you ever wondered why pilots dim the lights? It isn't about the mood, it's about your survival. The truth is hidden in your biology. Let's find out. Picture this. You're on a long-haul night flight cruising at 35,000 feet. The cabin is bathed in that familiar, warm, artificial glow. Around you, life is in full swing. Passengers are catching up on the latest blockbusters. The faint hum of conversation blends with the clinking. It feels safe, cozy, almost like a living room suspended in the vacuum of the upper atmosphere. Then, the captain's voice crackles over the intercom, announcing the final descent. A few minutes later it happens. The lights go dim. Not completely off, but low enough that the atmosphere shifts. Suddenly, the plane feels different, quieter, heavier, as if the aircraft itself is holding its breath before touching the earth. Most people don't notice. Some think it's atmospheric, like the airline is setting a mood. A few assume the plane is saving power before landing. And almost nobody knows the actual reason. It has nothing to do with atmosphere. It has nothing to do with power. When you understand what's really going on, you'll never look at it the same way again. It's all about your own eyes, because they're significantly more complicated than most people give them credit for. Inside your eye, there are two types of light-detecting cells. Cones handle color and fine detail in bright conditions. They're what you use to read, to recognize faces, or to watch a movie. Rods are different. They handle low-light vision, allowing you to see shapes and movement in near darkness. They keep you from tripping. The thing about rods is that they depend on a chemical called rhodopsin, sometimes called visual purple, to function properly. Here's the catch. Bright light destroys rhodopsin. When you've been sitting in a brightly lit cabin, your rhodopsin is nearly depleted. Your rods are essentially offline. You're running entirely on cones which are completely useless the moment the lights go out. It takes between 20 and 30 minutes for your eyes to fully regenerate rhodopsin. For those first minutes, you're effectively night blind. On an aircraft, that vulnerability has timing that matters a great deal. Landing is statistically the most dangerous phase of flight. According to aviation safety data, the approach and landing phase accounts for a disproportionate share of serious incidents. The reasons are logical. The plane is close to the ground. Altitude and speed leave minimal margin for error. Everything converges. If something is going to go wrong, it's most likely to happen in those final minutes, a hard impact or runway excursion. What follows is an evacuation, immediate, potentially dark, definitely fast. Emergency evacuation slides deploy in seconds, and you need to move. If passengers have been in a bright cabin and the power cuts, their rhodopsin-depleted eyes have essentially nothing to work with. By dimming the lights, the crew gives you a head start. It's the difference between seeing something and seeing absolutely nothing. This logic explains why flight attendants ask you to raise your window shade during takeoff and landing. It's for assessment. With shades up, crew members can quickly assess conditions outside. If there's fire on one side, they know which exits are safe. At night, shades up also allows ambient light to enter the cabin, which softens the contrast and helps your adaptation process. Exit signs and floor strips remain at full brightness. They're designed to be visible through smoke and cut through panic. Dimming the lights is a standard practice worldwide. It's a safety best practice rather than a single universal regulation. Daytime landings are less affected. Ambient daylight handles the visual environment regardless of what the crew does with the switches. But on night flights, that quiet moment when the overhead lights drop is a deliberate, considered action with a specific purpose. The plane is minutes from the ground. The pilots are running through final checklists. Passengers are staring out windows, waiting. And in the background, one small adjustment has been made to give everyone a slightly better chance if things don't go as planned. Most flights land without incident. The system works. The landing is routine, forgettable, just another thud of wheels on tarmac. But the next time the lights go a little quieter, that's not ambiance, that's engineering. That's aviation safety research made visible. There's a broader pattern here. Aviation is an industry where every procedure, no matter how minor, has a deep reason behind it. None of these things feel connected to safety. No, each exists because someone looked at an accident report and said, We can do better. The dimmed lights didn't appear by accident. It came from studying what happens during evacuations, how human biology responds to sudden darkness. The answer, it turned out, was light, and the absence of it. It's decades of aviation thinking made visible in one quiet moment. That's what flying actually looks like from the inside. It's a world of hidden details designed for your ultimate protection. We often take the process for granted, but every flicker of a light or the change in tone is a part of a plan. The dimmed lights fit exactly into that category. It didn't appear in the safety manual by accident. It's a result of rigorous testing. Researchers studied what actually happens during emergency evacuations, what passengers can and can't do when they are thrust into sudden, total darkness. They looked at how human biology responds, how the brain searches for anchors when the eyes are struggling to adjust to the void. The answer, it turned out, was light. Or rather, the strategic absence of it. It's about preparing the body for the unthinkable. So the next time your flight dims its cabin before landing, you're watching decades of aviation safety thinking made visible in a moment. That quiet, almost imperceptible moment is a bridge between a structured evacuation and a chaotic one. It's science in its purest form. The plane is minutes from the ground. The systems are primed. Everything is ready for a safe touchdown, but the backup is there. You'll notice it now. You'll feel that shift in the air, that sudden lowering of the intensity. It's a silent signal of care. There's a broader pattern worth appreciating here. Aviation is an industry where every single procedure has a deep, proven reason. The tray table up, the seat in the upright position, the shoes on. None of these things feel connected to safety initially, but each one exists because someone at some point looked at an accident report and said, "We can do better for the passengers." The dimmed lights fit exactly into that category. It didn't appear by accident. It came from studying the limits of human biology. It's about how we respond to sudden darkness, and what the difference is between a structured evacuation and a total chaos. The answer, it turned out, was light, and the absence of it. It's the science of the unseen working for you. Next time your flight dims its cabin, you're watching decades of safety thinking made visible. That's what flying really looks like. It's more than a journey. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the silent care that follows you across every mile. Fly safe, stay curious, and remember that even in the silence, there's a reason for everything. Thanks for being with us. I wish you clear skies and amazing journeys. See you in the next discovery. Take care and goodbye.